thing in terms of commitment, I say that we need to set process and performance goals. Some of you have goals that you want to be all state. You have a goal, you want to play at the next level. Maybe you want to be MVP on your team. You want to be the leading scorer. I don't know what it is, but you need to also set some goals every single day. The best athletes I've ever been around, there's an Olympic athlete I work with. He writes down his goals, and by the way, you need to write them down. He tapes them on his ceiling so he can see them every night when he goes to bed. There's a professional athlete that tapes them on the mirror. Every day when he wakes up, he's reminded of what his goals are every day, both in life and in athletics. I encourage you to do that. Just like if you see that picture of that rock climber there, you know, when those guys are climbing, look at that guy. He's like 3,000 feet in the air. His goal is to get to the top and be at the top and be there and ready to be able to shout, and I made it. But you know where his focus is? It's right there on that crevice where he's going to put his hand there and where he's going to put his foot here. And if he's looking at the top, he's going to fall. Some of you are thinking about being in the state championship. I can bet you if you're thinking about being in the state championship when it's in the middle of the season, you might find your rear end at home when it comes time to that. You need to focus every single day. What's one goal that you can do to get better? The best athletes I've ever been around do that. Another thing, imagery. Anybody do this? Raise your hand if you do imagery. Visualization, raise your hand if you do it. If you don't do this, you need to do this. Michael Jordan. I happened to be in a charity golf tournament one time, several years ago. And I got to be in this golf tournament, and there Michael Jordan was there, and I spent a little bit of time talking to him about the mental part of the game. And you know what he said? The two things that made a difference for him. The most talented guy on the planet. His work ethic, he worked harder than everybody else. And the second thing was every night he would imagine himself doing what he wanted to do. But here's the deal. Not only would he see the ball go through the net, he would hear the pop of the net as the ball goes through the net. He could hear the sneakers squeaking on the floor. He could feel the body of the guy bumping up against him. And when he made a great shot in practice as he's running back to the line, he would imagine in his eyes, he would close his eyes and imagine what that felt like to have great rotation. When you're doing a drill in practice and you do it well, when you go to the end of the line, you need to pause for a moment and feel what that felt like to do that. You need to start 5 minutes every night. Let's try 3 nights this next week. 5 minutes before you go to bed, you need to imagine yourself feeling what you want to do. I guarantee you, sitting in your chair right now, you can feel what it feels like to have a great to have a great shot, or to have a great pass, or to make a great save, or to be really strong with 2 hands on a 50-50 ball, or whatever it is. You can do that sitting right there. Well, you need to spend some time working on that, all right? And then the last thing I would say about this is, what are you willing to sacrifice and still have a healthy perspective? And I really say that balance is really the key here. One of our lacrosse players, our guys on our men's team, had to stand up in front of everybody this last fall and tell everybody what's one thing I'm willing to sacrifice to help this team get better. One of our guys stays up until 2 o'clock in the morning on the internet, on Facebook, on the internet, hanging out. And we got practice early in the morning. And he says, you know what? I'm committing to all you guys. This guy starts, potential to be an All-American. This guy says, you know what? I'm committing to you guys. I'm going to bed every night by midnight. I'm not staying up any later than that. Some of you stay up way late at night. You got a game the next day and you're hanging out talking to your friends on Facebook and you need to get your sleep. Some of you, here's the thing, I've never read a study anywhere. There's no research studies that show that drinking alcohol improves your ability to perform as an athlete. I'm going to challenge you, if you drink alcohol, you're one of those pretenders. You're one of those people, you're not really committed to being the best athlete you can be. I'm going to challenge you, you're not. You say you are, but you're not. It does not help your ability to perform. How about you? Are you going to do that? What are you going to do about that? I'm going to encourage you to think about, what are you willing to sacrifice? Think about what's one thing you're willing to give up to help you be a better lacrosse player, all right?